everybody.
Welcome to the mess hall. Boom. Got it. Nailed it. Have a good night.
Bye. That was our goal for today.
Yeah, we have very
low standards.
not low standards, low achievement bars. Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. How are you?
Bars.
I don't know what to. I wasn't thinking. What word was I thinking of? Low expectations. Not low. What did you say first?
Standards.
Yeah, they're a little different.
That is different.
I don't know. How are you? What's up, James?
Not much. I went to jury duty yesterday, and I started jury duty by stealing. I committed a misdemeanor right before I went in for jury duty.
Damn.
So that was fun.
1 minute in, you're stealing.
Yeah. So I basically did the park to pay, and you type in your stuff before you pay. So I typed in all the things, and then I put in my card, and I couldn't jam it into the slot. And then I realized that there was already a card in there, but when I pulled it out, it charged that person's card. So I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
You committed fraud. That is credit card fraud right there, I think, right? You used someone else's credit card.
But I went in and I started yelling it to anybody that would listen in the courthouse.
Was anyone's card 543? You just
I literally said, "Is there a Mr. X?" I won't say in here.
Did you find
into
him?
The jury thing? No, but I gave the card to the person who wands you at the
security.
Yeah, he's not a cop, but it's like a
security guy.
Yeah, just a rent-a-cop, I guess, or something.
He might be a cop at a courthouse.
Anyway, and I gave him, so it charged $5 to that person, and I gave that guy $10 in case the guy came back.
And then that guy took that $10 and bought a Subway sandwich with it.
Probably.
Yeah, that's funny.
But
you still broke the law.
Yep, and I didn't even get called, so I was just sitting there for 8 hours. It was misery.
Oh, you didn't even get picked?
Didn't hear any cool, scandalous shit.
I have never gone to jury duty, ever. Sometimes I get those things in the mail, and I go, whoops.
That's awful. You've never been?
No, never. I've never been to jury duty. Because they can't find me.
It could be something cool.
Yeah, you know what else is cool? Other things.
Yeah, it was misery.
That sounds miserable. I know... Good thing this is a podcast and I'm making this story up about how I've always thrown it away. This is all fake. But
it's a comedy podcast, so if we ever
we're taking liberties to make things funny,
we're lying.
Yes.
Or joking.
This is for funny reasons only. But I have, as a joke, in this story I'm telling, I have thrown out every single one I've ever gotten. And I burn them and I laugh and then back in the day when I would get them, I'd tell my boss I have jury duty, and then I would still not go.
They don't ask you for the certificate? By the way, they give us a certificate after, in case you need to show your boss. I was like, joke's on you. Funny. Yeah. I don't have a boss.
You had to show it to your husband. You're like, here you go, boss.
I promised I was here for 8 hours.
$5, please. That's your joke.
They pay you $6.
You get paid $6 an hour?
What? No.
You can't even get minimum wage. See, this is why I'm not going to this bullshit.
They'll pay you $6 for the day, or you can sign away your right to the $6. It's bullshit.
Oh, I want to donate my $6 to the government.
Yeah, I mean,
no, give me that $6 check.
Really?
I wouldn't even cash it. I would just have it. That's all that would happen.
Yeah, you're essentially still giving it to them then.
I know, but I'm not, because guess who's not going? Me. I'll never go. That sounds crazy.
He's joking.
Yeah. But it is kind of crazy to go, right?
I don't know. I went before.
Your civil duty?
I went before and it was kind of interesting. And this one was really boring, but that's because this one was the municipal courthouse. So it's Class C misdemeanors, traffic shit. So
it's not even.
It wasn't good. But it was the place where I got married, so that was kind of fun.
Aw.
Yeah, it's
you got married at a courthouse? Boring.
Yeah, and kind of sketch. So I was in a gown, a cheap gown that I bought on lulus.com, ladies. And
they're like, you're up next right after this DUI sentencing.
Literally people were getting cuffed and people. It was not glamorous. But then we went into the judge's chambers.
You guys got cuffed.
And it was kind of
little finger cuffs.
I'm the ball and chain.
Yeah. You're really holding them back.
Terrible.
He probably posts on his Instagram.
He posed less than me. We were gonna try to make money off our dog and make him an Insta.
He's cute. Yeah.
He is the cutest. And he posted the dog consistently for about like 8 days, and then that ended.
Yeah, it's tough to consistently post every day. Very annoying, but you do it.
Dog just lives rent free in our house. He doesn't bring home the bacon like we thought he would.
We should have him on the podcast.
We should have him on the podcast, but Carl might eat him.
No, they'll fight though. We could video it.
Youngblood has an evil cat
who's never come in during the. Oh, well, we lock him out.
Wait, didn't we have her on the first never aired podcast?
One of the lost episodes.
Ooh, we should probably maybe put one of those up on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird because we were like cuddling and she was intermittently scratching.
She's not nice.
Drawing blood, but I kind of, I liked that, so I was kind of like into it.
Yeah, one time she clawed a girl right in the face, took the claw. She was like, this person was like, I'm so good with cats. I'm like, sure you are, lady. Don't do it. I always tell everyone, don't touch my cats, whatever you do. She's like, I'm really good with cats. And I was like, don't do it. And she leans down and she's like, and then my cat walks over with beautiful eyes and looks up and goes, and leads a claw right in her temple. We had to take the claw out and give her a bandage.
She was trying to impress you, and it.
Oh, it was so funny. She really drew her in. She's like, "Get close, bitch."
What's kind of romantic movie-ish moment though is like patching up a person when they've had something happen to them. So did you like dab her face and then kiss her? Like, you could make that moment cute.
No, she had blood coming out of her face. It wasn't like, ooh. Oh. No, that's disgusting. Nope. Never talk to him again.
Okay. Yeah, it does not make you look good.
Or they didn't talk to me again. Either way, one of those things happened.
How's your week been?
What did I do? I've been out every single night doing sets, working on a new joke that is incredibly hard to do.
Wait, did you do it on whatever show we were on together?
I think I may have.
So I know I was going to watch your set, but then Nitra and I started talking. But my friends were there, turns out. I did not know. Ooh. And they were like, he's so fucking funny.
Me.
And I think you said you were trying new stuff. So if you tried that joke then, my friends liked it.
I did try new stuff all weekend long. And I can't remember. Was this the 8 or the 10?
8.
I'm not sure if I did it on the 8. I may have run out of time. No. I did do it on the 8 and I did it on the 10. I've done it. And I've done it like at every open mic this week I could, and it's not there yet, but it's close, and it's a tough topic. So it's about a time that I got sexually assaulted 3 times in one day, and in 2 different countries in the same 24 hours. So it's a journey. It's a journey to get people to laugh about that.
It's a journey to get people to believe that you were sexually assaulted.
No, it's believable. I'm very assaultable. What? First of all, I was in my early 20s. I was wearing purple and Argyle that day, so it was it's very believable. I mean, I'm talking emo hair, like skinny little boy. I couldn't even grow a beard. Probably had a little goatee if I was lucky.
Still have the emo hair.
Well, yeah, kind of. And this is a lot more. This was like whoosh. This is like covering the eyeball.
So is this one of those jokes where like the first, how long do people have to sit with it before they get hit with the punchline?
I'll share the story. If you guys want to hear the story, we can do the story. It's a lot. It's a lot. Strap in. Trigger warning. This is a tough one to hear. All right?
Everybody, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Probably. Anyways, I go to Mexico for the first time. A friend of mine, won't say their name, she goes, hey, you want to go to Mexico with me? I'm going. And I'm like, I'm broke. I'm 25 at the time. And
those are the most fun trips, I think.
And she's like, well, I'll cover the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And it sounds like there's no strings attached at all. And so we go to Mexico together, just me and her, having a decent time. We're at Matamoros, Mexico, which is like sex traffic world. It's bad. It's border town. It's like of Mexico.
It's bad.
Yeah. So we go.
Real quick pause. I just want you as a man to realize, like, any woman listening to this is like, this is psychotic. Like, if this was in roles reversed, there would already be like 18 million red flags about this. Okay, continue.
Of course. Okay. Well, we were friends though, and I was like, we were roommates even, right? We were roommates. And so we are, we get to Mexico. We're walking down like the main street. This guy in Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, but she does. And this guy says $13 all you can drink in Spanish. And I was like, that sounds fucking awesome, right? And so we go into this bar, and they don't even have a bartender. It's like a buffet style serve yourself thing. It's just different horchata containers with labels on it. One said Jack and Coke, and so I like poured myself a Jack and Coke and I drank it, but it tastes like gasoline. It was so brutal. It was like the shittiest, strongest shit I'd ever had. And so I'm drinking it, and then they have one little bar and it just says shots above it. It's where you go get the shots. And there's this guy, he has 2 fingers like this, right? He has 2 fingers and there's 4 shot glasses, right? And I go and I order a shot, and then you can only get one thing at that bar, and it's tequila, half Sprite. He slams it down, he gives it to you, you shoot it, and then he fills it up, doesn't wash it, and gives it to the next person. It's dirty as hell, right? Oof. But, I'm 25, caution to the wind kind of night, and so I'm getting pretty drunk. I'm dancing, I'm having a good time. Me and my friend were having a good time. This girl walks over to me and goes, "Hey, do you want to dance with my friend?" And I go, "I'm in Mexico, of course I want to. Why wouldn't I meet a nice Hispanic woman there? That sounds great." And so they bring their friends over, and I look around and I'm surrounded by 10 dudes, and that's fine. But I realized right then, oh shit, we're in a gay bar, and I had no idea. And that's fine. I go to many gay bars, and I just didn't even put it together at the time. And I did just say, "Bring them over." Right? So I was like, "Please come hit on me." So now I'm in this situation where I'm dancing with these guys, and they were hitting on me, and I was like, "Bring them on."
Where is your friend?
Oh, she's just sitting she's in the circle laughing and dancing with me, right? Okay. And so we have a language barrier. I can't say, "Sorry,
yo no quiero."
Yeah, the only Spanish I know is the "Yo quiero Taco Bell" guy, and you can't say "I want anything" and get out of this situation. So I go, "I'm going to go to the bathroom." Now, here's the problem with that is for the longest time, I'm going to the bathroom in gay bars means let's go to the bathroom and hook up, right? But I'm from Houston, so let's go to the bathroom means let's go do cocaine. But I go to the bathroom and I open the stall and I just pretend to pee. I'm nervous. I didn't know what to do in that situation or how to get out of it. Well, 2 of them followed me into the stall, and I'm like holding my penis at a stall. I didn't even know they were behind me. And then like one of them turns me around and the other one starts sucking my dick. And I was like, "Holy shit." And then the other one is, I was like, "Oh my God." And I'm like freaking out. And I'm like, also kind of feels good. And, but I'm like, "Hey, I support you guys. Not really supporting this. I don't want, and I'm like trying to get myself out of it. And then security knocks on the fucking door and they're like, "What are you guys doing in there?" And I was like, "I wasn't doing anything," and I'm like freaked out. And
I mean, that's what you would, if it's a gay bar, that's what you do in a gay bar.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to. That's not what you do in a gay. I think you go to a gay bar, you get drunk, you meet people, and you have a good time. And yes, people do hook up. But
yes, I was like,
but you just don't.
There's a lot of hooking up.
Oh, there is. There's totally
gay bars.
100% in the bathrooms.
Yes,
yeah, 100%.
And no in Spanish is the same as no in English. Just FYI.
Yes. Okay, but I don't know. Whatever. I was damn near blackout drunk. And I was like, I don't have the capabilities of handling this situation right. I was young too, so I was stupid.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at your assault, but the problem is it's hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm working on, right? And that's what I'm trying to make it a joke.
Maybe I'm the only one that thinks so.
How long did that go for?
That was like they were going down on me for maybe 20 seconds
minutes?
tops, maybe less even. No, it was 20 seconds maybe.
It probably felt longer, but it was quick.
Yeah. No, it could have been long. I don't know. Could have been an hour.
Andrew's like, just a completion. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. And so that happens, and I run and I go grab my friend, and I'm like, "Hey, you won't believe what the fuck just happened to me. We got to go." And then we leave and we go to we walk back to America. It was like a mile, So we walk back to America. We get to our hotel. I'm like confused and hammered and like also like, I just was like, holy shit. It's all settling in on what just happened. And I'm again damn near black, coming in and out of consciousness, blackout drunk. And we get to the hotel, and we had 2 different beds, and we lay down in them. And then I like kind of pass out for a second, and then I come to for a second, and then she's in my bed. And then I pass out for a second, I come to, and then she's on top of me, and she's riding me. And I'm like, I remember just being like, what the hell? I don't like what's going on right now. Like, I'm confused. I'm drunk. I hate what's going on.
This is awful.
I didn't. Yeah, that's all I was thinking in my head. And I just tell her, I just look up and I say, I think I'm gay. And then she starts crying. And she goes, why does this always happen to me? And my first thought was like, maybe the rapes, but and so then she's crying and I'm crying, and
you have to live with this person. This was a roommate.
Well, and I just cuddled her after that. I was like, it's okay, and we just went to bed, cuddling and crying, and then we drove 5 hours back to Houston and went into our separate rooms.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know if it was silence, but it was pretty, it was pretty different. It's wow. So it's a crazy story. I get it. It might be too much for the podcast now that I'm watching your faces.
No, don't. It's not too much. But I'm trying to figure it out on stage.
It's a lot. It's a lot because you can't talk about 3 assaults when not have a butthole clench up.
I could even see my jokey responses on the podcast being clipped and like, she's not taking the assault seriously. So I'm sure people are nervous 100%. To laugh.
It's a weird thing. So I'm working on this joke really hard, and I love the story, and I get it's a traumatic story, but it's also my personal story.
You saying I think I'm gay is a pretty funny hit.
It's also a real. That's the exact thing I said. I was like, I remember laying there and being like, all I know right now is I don't like this. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Well, I didn't live with her much longer after that. I think maybe a week or 2, and then I moved out. We did, and I won't say their name. We're friends. We're still friends. They did hit me up on Instagram years later and apologized.
That's good.
And was like, hey, I'm going through a lot of stuff. I went through a lot of stuff back then. I was struggling with my own identity and this and that and this and that, and then I was like, not a big deal. And we've seen each other out. We've had drinks since. We are friends. We were young, and it was. I think, I don't know. I don't like it still. Didn't like it at the time, but for whatever reason in my head, I'm.
And when you verbalize something, she stopped. Then it was done. She stopped.
Well, When I said I was gay, she cried, and yes, there was no more after that. Anyways, this has gotten dark.
It is.
See, that's why it's hard to get that joke out on stage. I'm still working on it.
I feel like you can.
I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like my favorite part of stand up is every joke I write or every idea I have is just is the puzzle. It's like a Sudoku, right? And you got to put in the right numbers. It's a fucking Sudoku. I don't care what it's called, but you got to put in the right numbers on the right thing. And if one number's wrong, well, that's going to throw the rest of the puzzle off. So then you got to figure out how to get it right again. And you just play with it, and then eventually you give up on it. Or you get it right. And this one, I'm like, this one is something I tried to do on stage my first year into comedy, and I was just not. There was no way. I was not the comic that I am, and now I'm way more confident. And I'm like, I can pull this off. I just have to figure it out. So I'm tweaking the puzzles. I'm
honestly,
doing it.
I think the hardest part, and I'm again like way newer, but I think the hardest part is getting through that, just figuring it out phase, and like letting yourself fail, because that's like,
yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that. Being okay with that, like the vibe that you have, that I think I'm not quite as comfortable with, is the hardest part, and you've got that. So if you can get through like the figuring it out,
I'm good at failing for sure. Yeah. I'm great at it.
I'm I'm getting better at it.
I mean, when you're doing a set and you're working out a joke, I can never end on that joke right now, right? But I do it towards the end because I want them to like me first. Then I do that joke. Then it kind of gets all weird and whatever. And then I go, okay, well, I can't end on that. And then I got another couple quick jokes, and then I'll get off stage and feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't mind sitting in. Especially here in Houston, a lot of these sets we're doing showcases. To me, they're all just like learning. Like these are all learning sets. That's how I feel about it.
I think it's important. Like, I want to respect every audience, but at the same time, it is very helpful to my like psyche to be like, I don't give a shit about these people. Like, these are just people. These are just humans. Not that I actually do, and I want to respect every audience, but it helps me before a set to be like, what? It helps me.
You just imagine them all naked and talk shit about them in your head, or what?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It helps me a little bit.
Look at this piece of shit.
It's just like that's
my crowd work.
It's a coping mechanism. No. No.
You're ugly.
I definitely.
God, who brought you here?
I definitely. I guess with men, I can like give a little bit of shit, but no.
Yeah. I like razzing an audience a little bit when the time's right. I never just go out there and do it. But if someone's being ridiculous or being like on their phone or whatever, and I'll call them out. I'll have fun with it though. I try not to be mean.
It depends on the audience member.
I saw a comic last night. It was so brutal. He was bombing. First off, he's a newer comic. I don't remember his name.
You get a Natsuo?
I did, but this was at the Secret Group open mic, and it got a little racy, and he was like yelling at this lady, and he's like, "Everyone hates you. You're ruining the show. You've been talking this whole goddamn time." And she was a little chatty, but she wasn't like it. This was like, whoa, a little overboard, buddy. And then he realized it was awkward, and he tried to save it, but he was like trying to save it by like, oh, it's real awkward in here, isn't it? And he was yelling at like a group of gay people. So he brought up Pride Month and tried to make a joke about that. And then he goes, how come white people don't have a month? White power. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I was like, yeah, this guy's insane. And I was like, I can't believe I watched this I went on like 2 after him, and I spent the first minute of my set being like, I'm apologizing for all the white people you've seen today. It was terrifying. But
that's also like...
It was an open mic, and he's a new comic, and he didn't... I know what he was trying to do, but it did not come off that way to the audience at all.
It also feels like a rite of passage a little bit to go through that phase where you're overly aggressive with your crowd work. Like, that's part of it.
Oh my God. I want to see your tapes of screaming at the audience.
I've just been like... It's never been... super intense because I avoided. I do a little bit more actually. I'm trying to be more natural. I was actually pretty like stick to the script, fill my time with like what I have to say, and so I didn't do too much of it. But I also am like, there's the slightly feminist side of me too that was like, shut the fuck up, like don't talk. There were once dudes on their phones like talking at full volume in the front row. And I would immediately go like way too aggressive, like shut the fuck up. Where it's like, I think
a shut the fuck up is okay if you do it quick. Hey, shut the fuck up. We were doing a show, and then you just keep moving like that. But
keep moving is the ticket. Yeah.
But if you go, hey, shut the fuck up, and then you pause at all, then it's weird for everyone because everyone's like,
yeah. I sat there and like waited for them to like respond to me. I was like, hey, I'm fucking up. I definitely had moments that were like,
oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, too aggressive.
There's always like a lot of like, that's a rookie move, I think, which I've done. I've even done in the last year, probably I've gotten too aggressive.
These are closer in my rear view than yours, I think.
Yeah. And then I always like when a comic goes, I'm just up here following my dreams. And I'm like, no one gives a shit about your dreams, you fuck. Just
well, like when someone's not listening or something.
Yeah. Or like they're on their phone texting or talking to their friends or whatever. You're like, but you're just talking. I'm just a poor guy up here following my dreams. And
I think that's where you do have to like have a little bit of like weirdly empathy for the crowd. Like imagine if you were sitting there watching you say that. What would you like? I don't think people think about what they would feel if they were sitting watching that. You know what I mean? Which is like,
sometimes I'll do a nice little teacher lecture. Like, we'll be like, hey, what are you doing? And then they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, you've just been talking. And I'll literally just be like, everyone's trying to listen to the show, but everyone's distracted because you keep yelling. And I was like, you can sit here and enjoy the rest of the show, and I hope you do. Or you could just leave, and no one would really be bothered by that, and we'd all have a good time. So it's your choice, but if you're going to stay, you should just zip it.
But that makes everyone's asshole tight, too.
Of course, but you'd say it like a teacher, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. What do I know?
I could talk about the unlikable thing of, I am going to Mexico before going to Mexico.
Wait, you're going to Mexico? Where are you going to Mexico? I'm going to Mexico.
Well, so we were going to go to the UK, but canceled it because the dog, he's doing okay.
I'll watch your dog.
For anyone that cares, because he is super cute, and he is something I post on my stories occasionally, speaking of posting. He's doing okay, but we just didn't want to be away from him for that long. So we were like, but we still want to go on a little trip. So we decided to go to Cabo.
Cabo Wabo.
Yeah, and
I've never been.
We're bringing the dog.
Can you bring a dog international?
Yeah, he comes to Mexico City with us but that's a little different because Mexico City, he's like living with us for the month. We have an Airbnb, but we were like, is it totally obnoxious that we're bringing him to Cabo? And it is, and we are. But the writers retreat, so you guys are gonna like run bits, get drunk.
We're gonna run bits. We're gonna write some maybe sketches, maybe a show thing, or we love each other and we're just tired of not working together.
Who's the bottom and who's the top?
I think we dock. We're more of a docking situation. We plug in.
You do what the Mormons do.
We plug in and we charge each other up. You know?
Do the. What's it called? What do the Mormons do?
Soaking and shaking.
Soaking, yeah.
If you want to come by and shake the bed for us, that'd be great.
Oh, fun. I'd love to watch it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you two make your magic.
Oh, imagine that ugly baby. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, his sister, he doesn't like when I say it. His sister's like super hot, so maybe it would pop out like that.
His sister, I love his sister. His sister kind of looks like him, though. They look a lot. They got the same nose.
Yeah, but she's like a
healthy
babe,
a healthy young. I can't say that. I'm not. I can't. I love Zod, and I do love his sister. I like the whole family. I'm friends. I like them all. I drank with all of them. I hung out with his sister in Chicago.
Is the idea like not bits, but like you guys are trying to write and create something that you would make together?
We are trying to figure out what capacity we are going to work together, because we want to work together, and we are going to write bits, but also we're going to bounce ideas off of each other, but also I think we're going to figure out in what way are we going to work together, whether it be podcast or whether it be whatever.
I'm so jealous. I wish I had a person like that.
Yeah, he's my brother. It's like it's my many people have pulled us aside and be like, so what's your next thing? And I'm like, I'm not really sure yet. And they're like, they tell us, they're like, you and Zod should be working together. And we've gotten that
a lot. Are you going
to move? I'm all over the place right now. You have no idea how crazy my brain is. I've been looking up apartments in Austin right now. I know. Ugh, trust me, it makes me sick to my stomach. I've been home 10 minutes and I'm like, I'm going nowhere. I hate this.
Well, this is the last episode of the mess
we'll
hall.
Still be doing it wherever.
Okay.
I'm keeping with this place. If I go somewhere else, I'm still having this place. I got kids. I gotta be. I'll be wherever I go. Will be bi-coastal and
I hope
bi-curious.
you also just like have some fun too. It's such a great. I just.
Oh
love
yeah,
it
it's gonna be fun. We were gonna do like a little cabin in the woods in Ohio, but I'm itching for some sun. I know it's hot here. We got sun here, but it's not like beach, clear water, beautiful.
Breeze.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want like a nice beach where I can sit on there with a Mai Tai and then talk to him. And
okay, everybody, let's take a call. And by the way, please call in. You can call or text 832-744-9492. You can also message us on Instagram.
Let's go to a call.
Hi. So I have an interesting question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
I'm currently 3 dates in with this guy who, on paper, is everything I want. Same interests, same hobbies, really interesting, a lot of fun to talk to. But whenever he touches me, there is an internal reaction that says, get the fuck away from him. And I've been analyzing this and trying to figure out why I have such a strong negative reaction to physical contact with this person, outside of the fact that I tend to just be particularly guarded. And I've talked to a few people in my personal life about the things that I've been seeing as red flags, and they've been pretty interesting, their responses.
Come on,
The
share some of
biggest
these
red flag is the fact that his breath is so fucking bad.
That's not good.
That when I drove him to his car, I almost had to put down the window. And this is something that, like, even after he's eaten, like, every time I've seen him, consistently his breath smells like mothballs, which is what a culture of E. coli bacteria smells like in the microbiology lab I used to work in.
Dork.
And I feel like this is unrecoverable. My dad feels like that's something that you need to be treated with antibiotics. Mm-hmm. Whatever your guys' opinion of this will be interesting to me. But other red flags that I have, there's the one that I keep getting skewered for saying is a red flag, is the fact that he's an adult male that drives a white convertible in Boston. It is a city where it fucking snows and you have to street park. Why are you driving a white convertible? It's impractical.
It's a little
and
douchey.
It really bothers me.
She's not
also,
wrong.
It's not even a cool car, so I don't get the status symbol of it. But ultimately, the biggest red flag is that he reminds me of a guy that was stalking me. And shout out to Andrew for telling me that that guy was stalking me, because I did not realize it before. It's the whole, like, weirdly putting me on a pedestal so I feel like a pet.
Why does everyone get a stalker but me?
This is something most of my friends don't understand, the nuanced opinion I have on this but I don't know. What are your guys' opinions? I'm clearly breaking this off eventually. Well, next time I see him. Whatever.
All right, let's break down. Let's break it down. This one is convertible. That's funny that you hate that. Because I wouldn't drive a convertible. I have on vacations though. When I rent a car on a vacation, sometimes I'll do a convertible.
I don't like that you said you got skewered just for feeling like that was a red flag. Listen, unless there is one exception I'll give for white convertibles. I think that they're douchey as well. Unless they're Persian, then they get to drive a white convertible if they want. That's the Persian men. It's just a thing they like, and I feel like they're allowed.
Yeah, Persian men have never been douchey.
So no, but it just like in like the most.
I get it.
I just feel like it's an exception. I feel it's a cultural thing. You know, they can also wear like name brand stuff. It's like
what
kind
do you got
of cute.
against these Persian guys?
I love it.
Oh.
I think it's like very.
That would be if you were gonna cheat with any race, Persian guy.
I do like Middle Eastern
really
men. Yeah. So anyway, but I feel like it's allowed if they're Persian. If not, it's douchey. And if your friends think it's not douchey, they're just wrong. It's stereotyping douchebags, but
yeah, it's a little douchey. Convertible, it can be douchey, especially if it's their main car. If it's like if you have a convertible, it's like your second car. I kind of get that because convertibles aren't fun. But
in Boston,
yeah, I don't know why you do it in Boston. It's gonna snow. It's gonna be shitty half the time. Crime. The fucking streets are made of cobblestone.
Street parking with a white convertible in Boston or New York.
I can't imagine living in Boston. If I'm being honest, everything's expensive. It's old paths and shit. It's all weird, and I don't get how you do it.
Yeah, but, maybe like Martha's Vineyard or something romantic.
This is a friend of mine, and they're like, oh, let's go see a concert next time you're in Boston. I was like, oh, I'll go. And then I'm like looking up hotels and shit in Boston. I'm like, I'm not going to Boston anytime soon. That shit's like $500 just to like, you know.
Great comedy city though.
Yeah, I do comedy there once a year probably.
Lots of history.
Yeah.
Great
things. Not this guy though.
Smart people though. Lots of like very educated, I feel like it's either like super highly educated, intellectual people. Great. A lot of companies that this person probably has a great job, or a lot of I'm sure there are a lot of like eligible bachelors, kind of like in Chicago men. Same thing in Boston, whatever that means. But it just seems like a miserable city. Like it's gray all the time.
So our advice is move from Boston.
No, it sounds like she needs advice with this guy. I'm curious
the breath
if the
thing
ick
is interesting.
Yeah,
Now,
that's awful. That's hard to get
that-
past.
That's tough because how the hell do you bring that up, right? Especially you can't bring that up within the first 10 dates. I don't think. I think you'd have to be dating someone seriously
For someone not to
be
realize.
like, hey, can you? I need to talk to you. Your breath really dries me up. It's disgusting. It is so gross.
Do not say that.
I don't know, but but it's
Okay. Do you think if someone doesn't realize that their breath is bad, it strikes me that they have actual halitosis and it's like a thing they've always had, so they don't even know what it should be like? So maybe you're giving them a gift, but maybe you say like, I want to kiss you so badly, but or something.
You smell like mothballs in the mouth.
But like, I think
mothballs is so specific.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And to say there's an E. coli issue. But she said it's not just that. She said whenever he touches me.
She gets, I think because of these things, though.
Yeah, it strikes me. So unless this is a recurring theme with you where like men touch you and you recoil, maybe that means something else. But if it's just this person, obviously, who cares if they're good on... She started by saying like he's good on paper. That is so unimportant. Women make lists.
Yeah, paper can't smell.
It was such a big thing for women, like women making lists. It's like been a thing on every rom-com, like Sex in the City, every movie, every women making these lists. And then the list just doesn't matter. When you meet a person who like, you have to want them to touch you. I feel like that's number one.
There is like you need a physical, you need an attraction, you need the ick feeling. Probably not going to go away, in my opinion. That's the problem. Because also, I've been with people that I actually, personality and everything wise, I was like, this person's awful, I know, but we had like some fucking sexual chemistry, so we would fuck and it was fun and it was a good time, and I hung out with that person because we had that, but everything else we had nothing, and I'm like, I don't even know what to talk to you about, which was pretty crazy.
That's such the male story, because I was just going to say the opposite of that. I've had a lot of like male friends that I adored their personality and everything about them, but I didn't want to fuck, so we were just friends. That's just kind of what, I mean, it sounds like you're not doing someone any favors either, by the way, by leading them on. So like, let him go find a girl with halitosis and they'll make out with each other.
It doesn't seem like they're leading him on, though. They're like, you went on 3 dates, and then I think...
Was it only 3?
That's what they said. And now they're trying to make that decision. And I think that's easy. I think you got to cut him off, slip him a Listerine. But you know what? What if you casually offer him Tic Tacs and things like that? Like, oh, hey, you want some gum? Hey, you want some Tic... What if you do it so much that he eventually realizes that he's got bad breath? Is that a little bit of gaslighting? Is that a little bit? Except for his breath stinks though, so it doesn't. It's not gaslighting.
Just a couple dates that like recommended, see if it takes.
Yeah.
That's not
Ooh,
bad.
you want to get some mint ice cream? You want to smoke a cigarette?
I'm 0 to 60, so I'm like either just lay it out on the line. Maybe you say
you can't lay it out 3 days in.
Hold
you
on.
Can't be like.
But maybe you say this, like, hey, I think we're better just as friends, whatever. Because she said it's going to end anyway. She said that at the end of the voicemail. So maybe you say, if you want to know why, or if you want to know a couple of things about why I came to this decision, I'm happy to share. But if you don't care,
here's my list. What if she pulls out a list and just slides it over?
Don't
read it until I leave.
She can give him the option of like.
Yeah, I don't think people want to know that as much.
I want to know everything.
You're a psycho. Anytime we've decided to not hang out me with someone, it's always been like,
you ghost them and never tell them anything?
No, first of all, not true. But we just stop hanging out, or they stop hanging out with me, or whatever. We don't do the. We're not like, well, there's very few times where I'm like, this is why, this is what's bothering me, this is blah blah. Those are the healthier relationships, but I think that I think you're 3 days in, you have no obligation to this person at all.
Yeah, I didn't
3
realize it
dates
was
in
only
is,
3
is
dates.
very little. You're hardly dating. You got these red flags. You're gonna maybe you know what? He's got a convertible because his breath is so bad that he doesn't want. He's got to have the top down. Damn. Did you think about that?
I do.
So maybe not. Maybe that's not a red flag. Maybe it's more of a medical thing now. Think about that.
I also wonder if she's one of those girls who's like, we're getting just her side, right? But she said her friends are skewering her for some of her red flags. And I wonder if she's one of those women, because I have had girlfriends like this where they will take the tiniest thing that a guy does as an excuse to just like be like on to the next and never give dudes a chance. And I wonder how bad his breath really is. I wonder if he, what the car really, I wonder.
Someone called this, so yesterday I was talking about this, and someone called it the Seinfeld method.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As like, like she ate her peas one at a time and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So you find the little thing and then you're like, and I get that because there are, I often do that when I'm like, they fucking did this and I got embarrassed and I couldn't anymore. And that stinks.
I think it's dumb, but I also think if you're doing the Seinfeld, what's it called? The Seinfeld
method or theory or whatever.
If you're doing the Seinfeld method, you probably aren't into the person that much anyway, because a lot of the things on a list or a lot of the things you want a person to do, when you really like someone, you let more stuff slide. You're just kind of like, you don't care if they eat popcorn in an annoying way because you really like them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially that early. If these things are bothering you now, wait till you've been together for a year and they're just sitting there and breath smelling and they're convertible and like, hop in, baby. And you're like, fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
So you gotta, if things like the first 3-4 dates, the first fucking 10 dates, that's when you ignore all the things because you're like, oh, I like them, so I don't care that they don't have a job. I don't care that they don't have this. I don't care that they act like this. It doesn't matter to me because I'm enjoying myself and I like them.
I mean, I'm very obsessed with my oral health. I have gorgeous horse teeth. Thank you so much. But
you said that to yourself.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my teeth, actually. I had to wear braces for 3 years.
As an adult?
No, thank God. But I did get. Do you guys remember the clear braces? Do you remember when they?
Invisalign, yeah.
No.
Oh,
No.
Before that.
This is before where they claimed they were clear. I just spit too. Where they claimed that they were clear, and then it just ended up being like bigger than the metal braces, and the clear got yellow over time. Like it was just like meant to be tooth colored, but it would. Any food that touched it would like discolor it. So I laughed like a little Asian girl for 3 years. I was like,
oh, that's funny. Also kind of cute. That's fun.
But yeah, so I went through it to get good teeth. And yes, I also happen to love garlic and onion. So now I take very good care of my teeth, but after a meal out, it's probably not pretty, and luckily I have a husband who
also eats stinky shit.
Yeah.
So
maybe we can't like smell. You can't tell when you're
crossing
both
each other out. It's two negatives equal positive.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so let's run this quick down one last time. I'm gonna say you just cut it off and you say, "Hey, I'm not interested." And if he asks why, I guess you could tell him, but. You can't get over the ick factor. That, in my opinion, which means nothing, bad advice on this podcast all the time. But the ick factor, I don't think people get over that. It's not good to have that. You're going out with someone because you are interested in them, you like them. If you got an ick factor up front, then you're in trouble. It's not going to get less icky, I don't think. So you're just going to people get more annoyed, not less icked.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I think you can't get past. I mean, we were saying the same thing in the girl and the boy version. Like he was talking about, you can have all the chemistry and it doesn't work out because the other stuff isn't there, or you can have all the other stuff and it doesn't work out because the chemistry isn't there. But either way, if you're looking for like a long-term thing, you kind of have to have both of the things. And
Yeah.
I think though you tell him some of the stuff that might help him, but in the most like loving, not hurtful way. I think it might help him if he actually has.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't tell him. I want to go brush my teeth.
I know. I feel like I want to brush
really
my
like to
teeth
brush
too.
my
I actually
teeth right
have,
now.
I have a Trident in the back of my
Good call.
jeans.
I got coffee breath, so I'm with you, buddy.
I think you made us feel awful.
Yeah, I know.
about
We're
ourselves.
all like insecure about ourselves, so I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
I did, or she did.
Well, I think really diving into this breath thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, my mouth is dry now. I'm like, all right, let's pitch some stuff. Let's get out of here.
Wait, did we help?
Did we?
Let us know. Call in.
I think we helped. That once felt like a help. All right, let's do this. At No Youngblood, no dates coming soon. I don't know yet. Blah blah blah.
Find him in Riviera Maya with Zod on a beach.
Yeah, come hang out with me in Cancun.
There we go. And follow me at the Jamie Rowan. Follow at the Mess Hall Pod. Check out my website, jamierowancomedy.com for any updates. I have some bookings and stuff through June and July, and then I'm gone for a month in Mexico City. So if you're in Mexico City, come
We'll
to
have to do one of
Expat
those
shows.
live over the internet ones.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, fuckers.
Bye.